Hey, you're listening to the Football Cave with Robin and Dembo. This is Coach Jeremy from the Stuttgart Scorpions Sisters. I hope you're enjoying the programming. Last time I was on, we talked about what got me into coaching, and I hope the next time that I'm on, we talk about the NFL draft. So thank you for listening to the Football Cave.
What a week. We have left Easter behind us just to celebrate Christmas again. Within a few hours, legendary Frank Sinatra would perform one of his classics, Let It Snow. Some other people would scream, winter is coming. But what I know is that there is a guest coming to the Football Cave. And what if I told you that you will know him? If you just listen to our episode Scorpion in the Cave. If not, let me tell you, you missed the whole thing. What I also know is that in less than 3 weeks, the NFL draft is getting started. So what better opportunity to talk about it? And because I can't do this alone, and it would sound weird and scary if I talk to myself, let me now introduce you to my today's guest. An All-American of the Football Cave, my man for our today's mock draft. He doesn't need any further introduction because his last words in the mentioned episode and his attitude to life bring it all together. A warm-hearted welcome, Coach Jerry Bryson. Good evening.
Good evening, Longbo. It's good to be back in the cave.
Yeah, it's good to be have you back in the cave, I guess. So, this is the second time we're just recording because my program just I don't know, it just stopped. So, let me tell you and our listeners that it's just a preview because this is the first time I just recording from a new laptop with the Anchor app. So the last time I just recorded with my mobile from my cell phone. So I hope the quality now is better, but I think it's okay. So yeah. So how about you? You feel good?
I'm good. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Like I said, I've been back on the field practicing with the Stuttgart Sisters for the last 3 weeks. So, things are getting back to normal a little bit. So.
Okay. So even in times of COVID. So maybe. Okay. So I think we just getting started with our program maybe tonight. So the NFL draft 2021. It's been in Cleveland. And have you ever been to Cleveland, Jeremy?
I've never been to Cleveland. Nope.
Okay.
I had a friend of mine that played on the Browns last year, Tay Davis.
Okay.
He just signed with the Houston Texans, but he spent 2 seasons in Cleveland. So.
Okay. Oh, so you know some NFL players. Wow, that's good. So maybe you just know one of the future NFL stars, maybe because the quarterback class this time or this year is very, very strong, I guess. I have a list here. So for the prospects, even the quarterbacks, but just for you, the running back prospects, maybe it's also interesting, I guess.
Okay.
Because you had been a quarterback coach. So let me ask you first of all, at the Stuttgart Scorpions Sisters, you're just the head coach, or what kind of coach?
Well, I'm the head coach and offensive coordinator.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
So,
okay. A lot of stuff.
Wear two hats with them, so it's good.
Okay. Good. So maybe let's see. What kind of prospects we have. So maybe should we start with the, I guess should I say overall pick, the number one, or maybe just from the bottom to the top. So I guess I have, in my mind, I have by the quarterbacks on the 5th position, Mac Jones from Alabama. So I just see him playing some games this year. So on college TV or in Germany we just see it on ProSieben Max. So yeah. What do you think about this guy? Maybe.
Well, being coached by Nick Saban gives him an advantage over some, and Steve Sarkisian was his offensive coordinator last year, who came from the Atlanta Falcons when they went to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, he's been coached by NFL coaches all 4 years that he was in Alabama, and he had to sit behind Jalen Hurts. He had to sit behind Tua. So he's learned from 2 NFL quarterbacks as well. So he's a very smart, very, very smart quarterback. He's not your typical running quarterback, like say Justin Fields. He's more of a drop back passer, but he can get out and get you a couple yards if he needs to. He's thrown to. One of the reasons why the Heisman Trophy winner won the Heisman Trophy is because Matt Jones, he was getting him the ball, So he has an NFL quality arm. He has an NFL quality IQ for the game. The only thing you've just got to ask yourself, is he a product of good coaching? Right? Because if you're going to be a top 5 pick or you're going to be a top 10 pick, you're not going to go to a very good team. Right?
That's right.
You're not going to have those big NFL caliber first round, second round offensive linemen that he had in Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to have a Najee Harris in the backfield. You're not going to have all these weapons. Say, for instance, if he goes to who's got the 5th pick?
Actually, I guess the Bengals. Yeah.
Well, they probably won't go quarterback because of them having Joe Burrow. But let's say if he goes to the Detroit Lions, who does the Detroit Lions really have? Right?
Of course, yeah.
So you've got to look. Will he be able to be that one kingpin to show the other players how to play? And when you talk about a quarterback position, whether he's a rookie just coming out of Alabama or he's a multi-year starter like Matt Stafford going to the Chargers, right? You're the man. Whether you want to believe it or not, you're going to be the man, right?
Yeah.
So, so you have to look because he had to deal with a little bit of that pressure with Alabama. Hey, Alabama, you got to be in the national championship every year or it's a bad year, right? So it's like, so he knows some of the pressure, but also in Alabama, it wasn't all on him, right? I mean, if you take him out of the equation, Alabama still had 3 of the 5 or 2 out of the 5 Heisman Trophy finalists. Right?
Of course, yeah.
They had the receiver and they had the running back. So it was like, he had help. He's not going to have that help going into the NFL right off the bat. So you have to. So that's one of the things, But if you, I would choose him if I was a team. Depending on what my offensive line looked like or something like that. I mean, I think he would be a good quarterback you could start something with.
Okay, yeah. Like you just said, in Alabama, he had a strong offensive line. So, and I know as an offensive, ex-offensive lineman, I know what it is to protect the quarterback, to give him the time in the pocket, to take the pressure of him. So, but maybe, you just also said, the running back. Maybe we just talk about a little bit later, Najee Harris. But what I have to say about him is he's a beast. He's really, really strong. So, Mac Jones. Maybe you think he's a quarterback for the first maybe 10 positions, even. I don't know, for the Dolphins, I guess, but they have Tua. So I guess the Jaguars and the Jets also maybe we know what kind of quarterback they will pick. So what's it all about?
Urban Meyer's already told everybody without saying it. He's choosing the Clemson quarterback.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, I guess so. I think so.
And,
yeah.
you know, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Miami trade their picks? Their pick to San Francisco.
That's right, and it's also a good, a good thing we just need to talk about maybe, because I just found it also on German newspapers and online magazines. So the San Francisco 49ers have just catch the third pick in the draft from the Dolphins, and so the Dolphins just get. Let me see. I'm sorry. Just I think they get some. I think first round pick next year, maybe, or the next 2 years. So maybe the 49ers, of course, they have Jimmy G, but there's also some rumors.
I don't think they're sold on Jimmy G. He's been hurt too much. He made the mistakes in the Super Bowl,
Of course,
if he would have just completed 2 or 3 more passes in the Super Bowl, the 49ers would have beat Kansas City.
Of course.
He couldn't do it. And so, you got to look. I was never a Jimmy G fan, right? But I think that San Francisco will take, what's his name, Zach Wilson out of BYU.
It's Zach Wilson from BYU, yes, of course. Yeah.
So, but you never know that if the Jets might take him before they can take him, and then Matt Jones. The wild card to me out of all this is Justin Fields, right?
Okay.
I've seen Justin Fields play in high school in Georgia. He was on the Netflix show QB1.
Okay. Yeah, I have just to watch that because please know how should we say I don't know the word right now, but no spoiler, please.
Oh no, I won't tell you. That's a good show because it looks at a bunch of quarterbacks from their senior year in high school. I actually would take Justin Fields over Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
In today's NFL, because I think Justin Fields, he might not be as a good of runner as Lamar Jackson, but I think he has a better arm than Lamar Jackson, right?
Okay.
But he can also move the pocket, and he can also, he's the best hybrid or dual threat quarterback in the class right now.
Okay, so you mean of running and throwing? So that's kind of okay. Okay.
He's the best one right now, I would think. Does the Jets? They're not really high on mobile quarterbacks, but the Jets have also. They've taken, if I'm a quarterback, I'm not going to the Jets. If you look at how they've done their quarterbacks over the years with Mark Sanchez and stuff like that, and then Sam Darnold. I wouldn't have moved on from Sam Darnold like they did, but they that whole organization has been a mess for a couple of years, actually for about 10 years now. But Trevor Lawrence would be your number one quarterback, and then I think New York will probably either take Zach Wilson,
I guess,
or Matt or Jones, and then I think that what's his name, Justin Fields will be the third quarterback taken. Your fourth quarterback will be taken. Will probably be the kid from Notre Dame. What is it, Cook or Booker?
I'm not prepared of that. Let me see. Because I have Trey Lance on the fourth position from North Dakota State. So,
it's going to be a toss-up between him and the kid from Notre Dame. You know, there's one thing about playing in these big programs. I mean, because if you look, all these quarterbacks are coming from big-name programs. Ohio State, Clemson, Alabama, and North Dakota State is, yes, they may be in the second division, but that is a powerhouse in that division, right? I mean, they have some great players that, you know, Carson Wentz came from out of there, you know, so it's like, you know, so, you know, there's a lot of teams right now that need good quarterbacks. I mean, you also have to look at the Texans right now.
Of course, yeah.
With Deshaun Watson. You have to look at New Orleans right now with Drew Brees.
Of course, yes.
Retiring. Are they going to throw? Are they going to let what's his name, the hybrid running back they had that was playing?
The Swiss, the Swiss.
You know, or are they gonna let Jameis Winston be the quarterback? Right?
Yeah, but
so it's like, because they have Winston as well. He was, you know, but so, you know, you have in this year, you have teams that need quarterbacks. Does Denver, my team, does Denver believe Drew Lock can be the quarterback of the future? I think that with some more help on the O-line, you know, he could be that kind of quarterback. He's a little immature for my liking, you know, but you have to, like I said, you have to look at all that. And so I expect draft day will have a lot of trades, you know, but you also have a lot of teams that have these young quarterbacks like Miami, like Philadelphia with Jalen Hurts, and, you know, they need offensive line help. Kansas City needs offensive line help. You know, that's what killed them in the Super Bowl. They could not stop the rush from Tampa Bay. You know, you've got as much as they say we've got a lot of quarterbacks in this draft, but you've got a lot of great receivers, a couple of good running backs, you know.
Tight ends.
What this draft lacks is defense, right? I don't think this is the draft that you're going to have the defense be as good as maybe the last couple of years. So if a team's looking for a bunch of defense, they're probably going to have to pull them out of the third and fourth round. I think it's going to be very offensive heavy in the first two rounds. And you have a lot of good offensive linemen coming out, which you will like, being that you're an offensive lineman. So you have some very good offensive linemen that are coming out. I think the center from Alabama's coming out. 2 or 3 from Ohio State's coming out, and, you know, and those lines were massive, right?
Of course.
You know, this is the time of year that's always fun because you can play GM, right? You can say, well, you know, this is when you can, if you're a Jaguars fan, right? You can say,
please not.
You know, we're getting Trevor Lawrence. We can get this. We can get that. You know, Trevor Lawrence will be a big upgrade from Minshew. You know, so you have to look. Another team that may be looking for a quarterback is Pittsburgh. With Roethlisberger coming back.
Of course, yes. Yeah. In this last year, maybe. So
last 2 years. So you got to start looking at that. And then, you know, Ryan, you know, you've got older quarterbacks. How much longer? Green Bay got their quarterback 2 years ago in the draft.
Yeah.
Going to play Rodgers. You
Mhm.
know, so
Yeah.
it's a good one. I still think that, in my opinion, the Super Bowl, the teams that are going to be at the top will still be Kansas City.
Mhm.
I don't know if Tampa Bay can keep up with what they did last year, but I'll never bet against Tom Brady.
Yeah, but they got the whole team together, so it's spectacular.
But it was an older team. Right?
Yeah, of course.
So the team is now another year older.
Of course, yeah.
So it's like, you got the team back together, we're also older. So
yeah, of course, yeah. About the Jets. So there's some funny fun fact maybe. So it's a series. It's also in German TV. Maybe it's called in American the same. It's Last Man Standing from Tim Allen.
Yep.
And and then there's a scene in the bowling center, and he's sitting right there and talk to maybe one of his how is it called in English? Austauschstudent, so a student from another country. And that's the funny thing he said is, maybe I could be the quarterback of the New York Jets. Then some silence, and then he said, that's what I could be. So, I mean, everybody could be the quarterback for the Jets. You, me, just my wife. So, no, but I think, or maybe the question is, so the first top quarterbacks, maybe like like Trevor Lawrence, like Justin Fields, maybe Zach Wilson. So let me say, Lawrence is going to the Jaguars. Maybe the Jets picking up Wilson, or maybe Fields, and Wilson is going to the 49ers. So what do you think that this three young men, maybe how many years you think they are in the team? Maybe the whole rookie contract for 4 or 5 years, or maybe you think you got traded to a better team like maybe Miami, like New England, Tampa Bay, Kansas City, New Orleans, Green Bay?
Well, it all depends on how they, how they take the game, right? You got to understand they're coming from a college system to where yes, it was a job, but it wasn't a job, right? They were allowed to make mistakes. They're there on scholarship. Now it's your job, right? I don't know if you remember, this was years ago. LSU had a quarterback named Jamarcus Russell. He won the Heisman Trophy. I think it was the number 1 or number 2 overall pick for the Oakland Raiders, right? And he goes, and he doesn't last 2 years in the NFL.
Okay.
Because he didn't train right. There's a true story, and he said it was true. He had like 2 or 3 bad games, right? So the team, they set up a film room in his house, right? And so the offensive coordinator gave him a disc.
I know. I know what you mean. Yeah.
And the offensive coordinator said, watch this, come back in, tell me which plays you like. And he came back in and he told him, he was like, yeah, I like all of them, coach. I can do them all. And there was nothing on the tape, right?
Yeah, it was blank, yeah. I know the story.
But then you also look like Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel,
of course.
He couldn't handle the fame. It's a different breed there, right? Where,
of course.
Trevor Lawrence is in college, he's an NFL type player playing in college. Right? Now he's an NFL player playing NFL stars, right?
Yeah.
He's not going to have somebody like Aaron Donald coming at him.
Of course.
State, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's not going to have that. He's not going to have Jalen Ramsey from the Rams
Mm-hmm.
locking down his number one receiver.
Yeah.
Right? He's not going to have a linebacker like, I don't know, what's the linebacker from Shaq Wilson, Shaq something from the linebacker from Tampa Bay that was just in the backfield against Mahomes all the time.
I know.
He's not going to have that, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Now when he gets there, those throws that he can say, oh, well, my number one receiver is 10 times better than their cornerback, right? It's not going to be that. I can just throw it and he can go. No, you're going to have NFL stars. So,
of course.
And then studying the game is different. The best example I could give you is, it's like learning how to drive on a road here in Germany that you can only drive 100 kilometers on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they tell you to go take your test on the Autobahn where there's no speed limit, right?
Yep.
So you're learning where everything is nice and slow and nobody's trying to pass you. And then you get on the Autobahn where people are doing 200 kilometers an hour past you and you're having to react. That's the difference between college and pros. So
of course, yeah.
I think that out of all of them that have the best rookie season, whoever goes to San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have playmakers in San Francisco, right?
Mm-hmm. Of course, yeah.
It was injuries. I mean, look at their tight end they have in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? I forget his name. Got the long hair.
George Kittle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have Kittle, you have an all-pro tight end. You don't have that in Jacksonville.
Of course, or in New York.
Or in New York, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You have him in San Francisco, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, that's why I say whoever San Francisco gets, have the better season, because what caused the decline for San Francisco was injuries last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're not injured. They come back. He's got a better team around him. So yes, that's good. We can, but still, whoever goes to the New York Giants, they're the ones that's going to have a harder time.
Of course. But so we just talked about it. The 49ers just trading with the Dolphins, so to get the third pick in the draft this year. And so in my opinion, I guess the 49ers just want a new quarterback, because as a team or as a general manager, you don't pick for the third, or you just trade for the third pick if you just not want a new quarterback. So maybe the days of Jimmy G is over, and like you said, even if it's Mac Jones, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, I guess it's a good position for this young man in San Francisco. Maybe to start a new era, maybe, or something like that.
Yep, it's a new era, right? Their coach, Kyle Shanahan, right? That's Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
He wants to have his identity, right? Jimmy G was there when he got there. Yes, they went to the Super Bowl, but that was mostly because of Kittle and the defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now he's an offensive guy, so he wants to put his offensive prowess on there.
Mm-hmm.
So and in San Francisco, it's a win now. They just opened that beautiful stadium, Levi Stadium. They have the tradition and everything like that, so they want to win now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with their team, even with a rookie quarterback, I think they can. I think they're at least, they won't win the division because you have Arizona, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who just got even better with their wide receiver pickup. or with J.J. Watt as well. And then you still have Seattle, as long as they've got Russell Wilson.
Of course.
They're going to be in the top tier. So, they may get a wild card berth since they've expanded the wild card. So, whoever goes, like I said, mark my word, whoever goes to San Francisco will have a better year, and San Francisco will rank higher. They won't be a top 10. San Francisco won't have a top 10 pick in 2022. Right? Unless the injury bug hits them, right? The injury bug hits them, then yes, that can happen. But you can't say anything. Tom Brady could get hurt in spring in spring practice, right? So you never know. That's why I never feel bad for teams that have the injury bug, because it can happen to anybody, right?
Of course, yeah.
The injury bug, that's just part of the game. Now, if a player gets suspended because they did something stupid, then I feel sorry, because that didn't happen to the other player. But injuries, you can't say, well, the injuries is why we suck. No, that's just part of the game. Your coaching staff should have competent backups that can come in and carry the team.
So, whatever the 49ers will pick, you think that's the new starter. So, Jimmy G, the time is over?
Well, I don't know if he'll be the new starter, right? Maybe he'll go into spring practice, 2-a-days, camps and stuff. But honestly, to me, the whatchamacallit, whoever they take is better than Jimmy
G, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yep.
Okay.
I think they're going to be the better quarterback.
Okay.
Jimmy G, Jimmy G had that 400-yard passing game when he came in for Tom Brady.
Of course, yeah. I just remember.
But that's like, he came in with a stacked offense going, and I believe they were playing the Jets at the time, right? If you look, I think his name was Matt Flynn or something from Green Bay a couple of years ago. He came in for Aaron Rodgers and threw like 500 yards, and I believe the Texans signed him to a 2-year contract, and he lost his job within 3 weeks, right? There's a reason why they're backups.
Of course. So you think, maybe Jimmy G just need to get, or just to give 150% or maybe 200% in the spring practice, just to get the starter job. Maybe, we will see, I guess.
Jimmy G has to make every throw. Right? And that's what hurt them in the Super Bowl. He couldn't make what I call the intermediate throw, right? So you have the short passes, 5 to 10 yards, then you have your deep passes, 20 yards and more, right? But that 10 to 15, 10 to 20 yard, that's your intermediate range. That's where you bust your zones and stuff like that. He couldn't make those on a consistent basis, right? He was overthrowing Kittle. He was overthrowing I forget the name of the receivers he was Sanders. He was overthrowing them on those intermediate throws, right? But the way that Kansas City was playing them, they were stuffing everything short, and then their defensive backs with Tyrann Mathieu and them were keeping everything over the top. So he had to hit those intermediate routes, but he couldn't do it,
Okay. So maybe just going to your favorite team or franchise, I guess, the Denver Broncos.
Yes.
I guess. Okay. I'm a lucky man. Just not forget. So, the Denver Broncos, they have the 9th pick in this draft. What do you think they will pick for? What kind of position, maybe?
I hope Harris is available.
Okay. G. Harris. Okay.
Or what's his name?
Also running back? Or
Yeah, Najee Harris, the running back.
and
The receiver
Travis.
or the receiver from Alabama that won the Heisman.
I know. Devonta Harris?
Yes.
Okay. I'm good. Yeah, that's just two very strong, even strong. Wide receiver or a running back. So, like I said, Najee Harris, I think he's a beast. He's strong. He's fast. So maybe the next. What's his name? King from Tennessee. I don't know the names today. You know what I mean, or who I mean? The running back from the Titans. I just don't know. So maybe he was the next kind of running back. I know, Derrick Henry. So that's what I'm searching for. Yeah. I guess Jeremy is not with us, maybe? Jeremy? So, okay, I think we have some technical problems. So here we are again. And in the end of part 1, I'm just searching for the name of Tennessee Titans running back, and now I got it, Derrick Henry. My goodness. So also we just ended up with Najee Harris, and that's what I just want to say. I guess, or I think maybe Najee Harris would or could be like King Henry 2.0. Maybe, I don't know. So what do you think, Najee Harris in the next star running back in the NFL? Maybe.
I absolutely think he will be the next star running back. I'm looking at draft guru Mel Kiper Jr. I'm looking at his mock draft, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And he has Trevor Lawrence going first to Jacksonville.
Okay.
He has Zach Wilson to the Jets.
Okay.
He actually has Trey Lance, like you said, from North Dakota State.
Okay.
And then he has Justin Fields going to Carolina.
Okay. But they have traded for Sam Darnold. So the Panthers.
Yeah. And they actually have, for number 9, they have Mac Jones from Alabama going to my Denver Broncos.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, that's okay.
That's good.
I would have much rather,
Mm-hmm.
I think we need something more than just a quarterback.
I guess
to fix what's going on. What's going on with us, right?
Yeah.
But also the last couple of years, we've had injuries in the backfield, injuries on the defense, and everything like that. So it's we definitely need some help.
Okay. I remember last season, so there was a wide receiver going for the quarterback position. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah,
it was so
COVID.
Heavy.
Yeah, because of COVID.
Yeah, of course. So sorry about COVID. I have to say something, but I guess we just can push it a few minutes away. So maybe the Denver Broncos, they need help in every position, or maybe help from another space, from God, I think. That's not fine.
No, but we have a good young group of guys.
Mm-hmm.
Melvin Gordon as our running back, Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy as our receivers. Yeah. Noah Fant, he's pretty good as a tight end. We have Bradley Chubb in the linebacker, Von Miller linebacker. Our two safeties, Kareem Jackson and Justin Simmons, are they're good. I would like to see better cornerbacks. So our O-line is okay too.
Okay.
But it's always good to have a good O-line.
Of course, it's very important, I guess.
Nothing works if the O-line's not there, right?
Yes.
That's what you have to understand is nothing.
Yep.
Nothing.
Yep.
You can't do anything on offense if your linemen don't block.
Of course, and that's what you just said in our last episode we just made together. So we just have a warm heart for offensive linemen. So and I appreciate that. But it's what you say that, yeah. Because if you have not good people or not good men in the O-line, just to make the A gap or the B gap, just to block and make some gaps for the running back or for the fullback. So it's half of the work maybe. So.
Oh yeah, if you looked at we were talking about Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry bought all his offensive linemen like these big, huge necklaces with 2K on it because he got 2,000 yards with them.
Yeah, of course. Just because of them. Yeah.
Peyton Manning, every year after the season, he would always buy his offensive linemen big, expensive gifts.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, yeah, of course.
And
because
Tom Brady, he always restructured his contract to make sure that his linemen were taken care of. Because they know, hey, without these linemen, I'm not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, of course, because he's not the best runner, I guess. Like the. Quarterback Kyler Murray. So of course, so he had a good arm, but even if he's getting older and older, so the strength of this arm is getting less maybe. So and then combined with that, he's not a good runner. you need that pocket time. So in New England, maybe he had that time. So New England it's a good point just for me, and maybe it's maybe interesting to hear about what you have to say. The Patriots just have that big trading in the off season. Maybe I feel like Billy B. He's like in Germany we say Fuffis im Club, like He's just throwing around some dollars. So
this is the most money that
this
is the most money they've ever put into signing players and stuff like that. So it's like they see that in order to be competitive, they've got to spend money because they don't have Gronk anymore. They don't have Tom Brady anymore. When you have Tom Brady, you can cover some things up.
Of course. They have I don't have it with names today. I'm so sorry. The quarterback. I don't know his name right now. I'm a fool. The Carolina quarterback and now Patriots quarterback. Cam Newton. Good old Cam. Yeah. So they have them for another year. Maybe Julian Edelman. Maybe of course it's last season, or I don't know. So they just put a lot of money in the trades. The new tight end, new wide receiver. Yeah. So I get some defensive end and a linebacker. So maybe that's the next question or the next questions. Maybe let's just talk about the upcoming season. First of all, what do you think about, or maybe what is your opinion about the first season with 17 regular games? So one more game for all of the players.
I don't like it.
Okay.
The game is so physical, right?
Of course.
And, you're not going to get the quality of players, quality of games that you think you're going to, because either teams are going to play their backups 2 or 3 games like they do in the preseason, I don't think it's just a money grab for the owners, right? It's just the owners want that one extra game of revenue, and that's
just
sad,
to make more money,
and that's sad because you're going to hurt the players, right? You're not hurting anybody but the players.
Of course, just to make more money on the back of the players,
So that's what I think of it. I mean, but I'll watch because I love football. So you're giving me an extra game.
Yeah, of course. So for the fans, they are excited. And what I'm exciting for is maybe you heard of it. There will be maybe in 2022 a game in Germany, maybe Munich or Berlin. I hope so. I hope so, really. So because they're in Mexico City, they're in the London games. So where a lot of German fans just traveling every year. So also the German here run NFL crew like Coach Izume, like Björn Werner, like Roman Motzkus, they all travel around London, and it's a big party. So I hope so for Germany, for German football. I guess it's like a good thing. And my opinion is that Berlin is maybe the better place to be, of course. So
I would like it because I'm here in Stuttgart, so Munich is only about 2 hours away.
I know.
It'd be better for me if it was in Stuttgart, so I could go right there to the stadium.
Of course.
But, I think Berlin would be the best place to have it. Just because if they want the size of the state, so they're gonna, if they played it in Munich, they're gonna play it in Allianz Arena where Bayern Munich play. That's a fantastic stadium.
Oh, come on. Dortmund is better.
Oh, let's not get into that.
Oh, I have to say.
But I haven't been to the Berlin Stadium. I went to the German Bowl in 2019 in Frankfurt, and I didn't really like the setup because watching a soccer game and watching a football game is totally different, right? In the way you have to have the stands and everything. I felt so far away because that's how far the fans are, right? In football, they're right there. Right. If you look at Tennessee, if you look at college games, the fans are right there. I felt too far back. So, of course, they're going to go for the bigger market games. I mean, honestly, one of the better stadiums I've seen for football was the Gazi Stadium. just because of the way the stands are, right? You felt more with the game. But I'm telling you, if they come here once, they're going to continue to come here, because I think the Germans will show out for the game. I think they even have probably a better attendance at these games than they do in London. You know, and you know, maybe with the partnership the ELF has with the NFL right now, you know, with them allowing them to use old NFL Europe team names and stuff like that, maybe that'd be a big thing for them to say, well, okay, let's go to Germany. You know, let's go to Germany. Let's see what this league's about. Let's see what that's about. You know, I believe that in the next 4 to 5 years, football will be really even bigger than it is now. You know, we're getting a lot of great young players out of Germany going to colleges and stuff. And then hopefully that translates to them either going to the NFL or coming back here and playing in either the ELF or GFL and making those leagues even better.
Of course. I hope so. Because the market is there. So German market of American football. Yeah, I also appreciate that I have the opportunity just to make some what it's like cooperation with our local team here, the Solingen Paladins. So I have like an interview, like a episode, or made an episode on my podcast with the second. It's let me guess. The second chairman. And they just told me, that we can do some things together. Maybe I can make some interviews with the players, or make a live podcast from a game. So I'm very excited, and it's also GFL second league. So so there's only a thing I just want to say, and I hope you just will hear it, and also the listeners, all the cavemen and cavewomen. And maybe if COVID is over, maybe someday, I hope so, I pray for it. Should I say a promise? I don't know, but my wife and I think I need to get a ride to Stuttgart, just to visit my guest.
Man, come on. I'd love to have you.
Of course.
I'll take you around the facilities and maybe let you watch the sisters practice and the teams practice.
Yeah.
So you can see that. And,
okay. But don't let me practice with them. I don't know. I'm too old for that.
Not practice with them. I don't take responsibility. No.
Okay. Because my retirement it's now 11 or maybe 12 years ago, so I'm just maybe I just what I told you. I'm in the garden today for over 6 hours. Make a new fence and just dig the whole earth. And oh man, I feel like my back it's injured. My knees, my arms, everything is totally crushed. So I don't know. I feel like I have a practice.
Oh yeah, you're not getting any younger, man. We're just getting older.
Of course. Yeah, that's it. And it's like my injury in the knee, the left knee. I think is it ACL or TC? Yeah, ACL, no? Yeah. So I have it twice, and so I don't know if I can say the good thing, but if the weather is changing, maybe from sunny weather to raining, I feel it in the knee before. So let's get maybe back to the NFL, because there's something I just need to know. So if you're going to the upcoming season, maybe you have right now some favorites for the playoffs. Do you think just okay, there are teams like Kansas, they make it to the playoffs, or maybe what should I say? teams like Tampa Bay and New Orleans, okay, Green Bay, Buffalo. But what do you think about maybe the NFC East? Like, can the Dallas Cowboys just make it to the playoffs, or maybe your Denver Broncos?
If you look at the NFC East, you know, the NFC East is usually the best division in the league or the worst division. There's never a good, you know. I mean, Washington won it last year 7-9, right?
The negative record, yeah.
You know, I look for the Cowboys will have Ezekiel Elliott. They have their quarterback back, Dak Prescott.
Yeah, of course.
I just don't think their defense is there, man. I don't think their defense is going to be strong enough. When you look at Philadelphia with a dual threat quarterback like Jalen Hurts, the New York Giants, you know, their young quarterback, Matt Jones or Sam Jones, I forget his name, but you know, he's a good young quarterback. Washington is all gritty, right? So Daniel Jones, that's what his name is.
Yeah. From Green Bay, huh? Yeah.
It's like, you know, the Cowboys, they're going to be until they get rid of Jerry Jones as a general manager. I don't think the Cowboys will win the Super Bowl. He's too in love with a certain type of players, right? My Broncos, I mean, we were 5-11 last year, but we had 2 games where we had nothing but a receiver as a quarterback because of COVID.
Yeah.
You've got the Chargers this year. You know, the Las Vegas Raiders, they just signed Mariota again. And you know, they've got Justin Herbert got hurt for the Chargers last year. He'll be back. He was tearing the league up, right? You know, so
of course.
You got the Kansas City Chiefs and
maybe
you
the
got
Bengals.
the Chargers in there, right? So
of course, yeah, it's a strong conference, yeah.
So it's like, who's gonna fall? It's just like what we said with San Francisco, right? You've got Seattle and you've got Arizona, right? So you're gonna have to fight each other out. You know, you're gonna have to keep fighting to find out where you're gonna go. Now, will they have a losing season? I don't think Denver will have a losing season. We might go 8-8, or we might go 9-7, right? But I don't think it's going to be good enough to get us to the playoffs.
Maybe wild card.
Maybe a wild card, but I mean the division is just too strong, right? Los Angeles, the Chargers were killing everybody. You know, they were so good when Justin Herbert was in there. You know, he was doing things like him and Burrows last year. Both of them go down with injury. You know, I think Cincinnati would have won their division last year if Burrows would have stayed, right? I mean, I know that they were. I know that they had lost and they had a tie, but he was starting to pick up, right? He was getting four touchdowns a game,
of course,
400 yards, and so they were getting better and they were getting in there, and you know, for a while it looked like, you know, is Big Ben going to come back for Pittsburgh? You know, the Cleveland Browns with Baker Mayfield. I'm still not sold on Baker Mayfield myself. I think when Odell Beckham went down last year, it took a lot of stress off of Baker Mayfield because then he didn't have to worry about getting Odell the ball. You know,
that's right.
But my Broncos, I think we're going to be 8-8 or 9-7. If you ask me, I think that's where we'll be.
So what you don't have forget is that the Broncos
Yes.
beat the Patriots. Damn. Yeah. So I have to say that's the truth. Yeah, maybe we have just our corner for greetings of the week. Maybe you have some greetings you just want to say to something.
Well,
Somebody?
I'll say greetings to the new board of the Stuttgart Scorpions that was voted in last week.
Okay.
I mean, change
Okay.
is hard, right?
Of course.
The club,
Yeah.
they won. The club voted for them. You always want the team,
Mhm.
the club to succeed. I'm a coach of the Sisters organization, so the board. I have to work closely with the board. So greetings to them, and I hope they can build off of what the past board did and make the club better.
Okay, I hope so. So maybe for just coming to an end, but what do you think maybe is your Super Bowl contender for next season or the next Super Bowl? You have two teams maybe you want to see in the Super Bowl, or maybe we would see in the Super Bowl?
I think we're
For
going
your
to
opinion?
see Kansas City and Green Bay.
Ooh,
I think we're
okay.
going to see Kansas City and Green Bay. I think Kansas City's going to lock up their O-line, either through the draft, free agency.
Yeah, they did.
Aaron Rodgers, he kind of let the team down in that last playoff game, and it's usually not him. I think he's going to come back even more determined. And I think this might be one of his last 2 years, right? He's getting older. He's played a lot of games. I mean, people need to realize he was behind Brett Favre for 2 or 3 years, right? And Brett Favre has been out of the league for almost 11 years now. So he's been in the league for a while. He's not a he's not a young one anymore. So I think that's going to be my Super Bowl is Kansas City and Green Bay.
Okay. So and where do you watch the Super Bowl, or how do you watch the Super Bowl? At home?
Yeah,
with
this year I watched it
friend.
at home, but there's a movie theater in a little town called Leonberg, the Tromplot, and they usually show the Super Bowl on their big movie screens. They one screen I have the English version, and the other one I have the German version.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I'm sorry about the noise.
No
It's my dog. My listeners just know about him, so I just called it because the name of the dog is Dante, and so I made some fun of it and just called it Dante's Inferno. So I hope so. Also, that our last episode, I can tell you that we have 49 cavemen and women just listen to it. So right now we have I just have to search for the word. Okay, average. So we have an average of 42 people listen to our episodes. That's for a podcast like that. We just make it for fun and for free. I think it's a good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. So So maybe we just should come to an end. Maybe good things come to an end.
Things must come to an end.
And of course, and I just appreciate you have the time tonight on a Saturday, and it was fun to me. It was a nice episode, I guess.
I had fun too. I always love talking football. So whenever you need a
I know.
guest because somebody backed out or anything, you just let me know, man.
Okay. And just noticed that the sound quality in the second part is just better.
Yes,
I guess you was in the car driving, right? On the first. I just hear it every time you just go left or right. I just hear the and but now the sound is it's even better. I hope just the sound is better on the record if I hear it right now in a few minutes. And so let me say it again. Thank you for tonight. And maybe you have our guests just have the last words. Maybe you have any last words for tonight.
Honestly, let's just keep staying safe. If you can get the vaccine, man. I want Germany to open up, man. I'm tired of staying at home. So, do your part, social distance if you can. And if the vaccine's available for you, go ahead and get that vaccine so we can start opening more things up.
Okay. With that being said, that was the episode with Jeremy. You hear the man. He's just, he just loves talking about football. And you can hear me talking about football maybe next week with Robin again. So, I guess, let me say it with the words of Coach Isume. 88, out the gate.